Welcome to Create.Cook.Manage. In this video, we are going to review the recipe costing form. Accurately costing out recipes is the first step in making sure you hit your targeted food cost. Without correctly accounting for every item that goes into a recipe, your menu price will also be inaccurate, and you could potentially lose money with each of those dishes you sell. While pricing out recipes is not a difficult task, depending on how many ingredients make up a particular recipe, costing recipes can be somewhat time-consuming. This is why so many will only base their recipe cost on the main items and often not account for every ingredient that makes up the dish. This may save you a few minutes of work, but it can also cost you a significant amount of profit over time. With a recipe costing form, once you complete the initial costing of a recipe, you can save the worksheet in your computer files, and update the cost of ingredients as prices change to get an up-to-date and accurate cost. Let's get started. First, we will need to do a little research and work before you can start costing out your recipes. If you are costing out a recipe that contains meat, poultry, or fish, you'll want to perform a butcher's yield test to find the fabricated cost for that item so you have an accurate cost for the product. Since all products aren't packaged in even ounce or pound increments, you may have to calculate to get a price per pound or ounce for the product. This will make costing the recipe easier and more accurate. Additionally, you will need the prices for each ingredient and calculate it to match the amount that you will be using as the base for that ingredient, such as a cost per ounce, pound, or for each. Once you have gathered all the necessary information, you can begin to cost out the recipe. Let's start by adding the name of the recipe or dish in the cell labeled recipe. Next, in the first cell under the ingredient column, type in your first ingredient. Using the Tab key on your computer, move to the next column and enter the price. Once again, tap to move to the next column. Using the drop-down box, select the unit that the price represents. Using the Tab key one more time, move to the portion column and enter the portion size or amount, followed by the unit of measure for the portion or amount using the drop-down box. The cost will calculate it based on the information you enter. You will repeat this process for each ingredient found in the dish. As you add ingredients, the cost will calculate and you can see the total cost of the recipe at the bottom of the form. Once all ingredients have been accurately entered, enter the total number of portions in the portions per recipe box. This will then give you the cost per portion or a total recipe cost. You'll see that the cost of the recipe, the number of portions, and the portion cost will also populate at the top of the form as you fill in the portion information. There is also space where you can make notes about the recipe or add preparation instructions. It's important to remember that this is just the first step in determining the selling cost of a product or dish on your menu. There may be more items such as a starch or a vegetable that are included or that make up part of the meal. If you are selling your food as takeout, you'll need to take the packaging containers into consideration as well. Anything that is a cost to you will need to be included as part of the selling cost on your menu. We'll talk about that more when we review the menu costing form. Thanks for watching.